Go.
Terrence, my life experience has taught me that I actually have come to the conclusion that financial intelligence and financial literacy has been intentionally kept away from those who need that information. They teach you everything in the educational system but how to acquire, accumulate, manage, and maintain and sustain money. Is that true?
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Go.
Okay.
Jonathan, I appreciate that question because that question is at the heart of what Greenlight is all about. It couldn't be more true what you said. The system, and the system is not, don't think it's a racial thing, guys. It's an economic thing, okay? Because if you are not on the radar screen, then you don't exist. If you don't know these principles, which are counterintuitive, think about it. If you tell the average person you can't operate or facilitate or quarterback your financial affairs as a human being, they're going to say you need to increase your prescription, right? You know, you need to get your head examined because they're going to think you're crazy. But that's exactly, it's hidden in plain sight, and that is intentional, okay? Because again, going back to what Jonathan just said, the literacy and the understanding of these principles is the biggest legacy a rich family, a rich person can give their kids. That's in essence why they give away, there's tax benefits to that. They give away their fortune, right? Most of the mega rich, they give away, because it's structured in a certain way, guys. They get tremendous benefits from giving it away. But their kids end up with, let's say 10%. So if you're a billionaire and your son or daughter gets 10%, a lot of people look at that and like, wow, he's being cheap. I mean, the guy's a billionaire, it's his only son. How is he only going to give his child only 10%? But that 10% armed with these principles, that person is a force to be reckoned with. So it's all about literacy. It's all about asking the whys. You know, again, going back to what Jonathan said, most higher education, again, intentional, Jonathan, absolutely true, focuses on the how. How to do this, how to do that, how to do the other. And again, I'm all for higher education, guys. But they don't teach the why. And so what ends up happening? People who know how end up working for or making less money than people who know why. So Greenlight's approach is all about the answers to the why. Again, is it nice to know how? Absolutely. But you better know why if you want to be the person holding most of the money at the end of that transaction. Otherwise, your pockets are going to be hanging inside out, and the guy or the gal that knows why is going to have most of the money. And so that's how it works. So yes, Jonathan, the intentional, systematic, not racial, but economic illusion of what's important and priority and what's not is at the center of why we do this whole tour in the first place, you know, and why generally, well, we haven't charged in 2.5 years, not one dime. We go on the road and we spend a lot of money, and then we come down to the local economy, and let's put it this way, we support the local economy, okay? Some malls get burned down, so if you see fire engines going, then you just say, okay, Greenlight's in town. We have a good time, but it's all about empowering each and every one of you. Whether we have a coaching, rapport, and relationship with you, which we would love, or you just leave here tonight further empowered, I'll feel like I've done my job in terms of helping you get on the road to financial freedom. But you have to have a mentor. And again, I'm talking to our people of color in the room. You're black, you're brown, you're beige. You need mentors. You need a coach. I had a coach. Every year or two, I get a high-end coach. I just finished up a 2-year coaching relationship with Dr. Julian Sturton. You want to know what Julian Sturton is? He coaches people who run billion-dollar enterprises. He coaches the Ambassador General of the United Nations, the CEO of Shell Oil. And of course, he's not cheap. okay? But coaches have coaches. He doesn't coach me on the whole BMW thing, business, money, and wealth. He's a leadership coach. He's a strategist. He changes my perspective to help be a better coach for my clients. And again, we have to invest in ourselves. So again, going back to Jonathan's point, if you want to have true literacy that's not in the same traditional vein, look, doing what you've always done will get you what you've always gotten. So if you're getting what you want, don't change a thing. But if you know there's a little bit more in the tank, if you know that you can reach even higher financial trajectories and momentums, then it's worth your time and effort to, solicit and acquire a coach. There's only two ways to succeed, and it's all about wisdom, right? If you want to succeed, how many people in the room are business owners? Pretty much 80% of the room. There's a lot of success elements in business, right? And we all know, no matter how successful your business is, it's not easy, right, guys? You guys make it look easy, and the people who observe you say, wow, they envy you because they don't see all the hard work and the dedication and the sacrifice, and of course the money you put into the business. Maybe your credit got distressed when you first started the business. But the number one approach and success factor is you must acquire wisdom. Two ways to acquire it. You can go through the school of hard knocks, right? Very expensive. Probably going to end up as a statistic, right? And so that's where that 70+% of all businesses, not some, not many, of all businesses failed in the first couple of years, right? Or you could get it through a coach, right? You can get it through a coach. So that's a lot more cost effective, less disruptive to your life and money, and you're going to be more successful. Because in order to succeed in business, and business owners have been in business for years, know what I'm talking about, you need to know the future, right? You need to know the future, what's around the corner. How can you know the future if you're just super intelligent? That's a great trait. If you got great capital, that's wonderful, but you can burn through capital. I've seen it many times. You got a great team, a product, all that great stuff, but if you don't know what's around the future, if you don't know what's around the corner, what's in the future, it's going to limit your chances. The Fortune 500 companies keep recycling the same 500 executives. An executive at Nabisco will come to IBM. He doesn't know anything about computers, but he knows the stuff I'm talking about. Okay, that combined with his top flight team of Harvard and Ivy League school MBAs who know how, produces a juggernaut, right? IBM. Lou Gerstner left Nabisco, knew nothing about computers. This is like 15, 20 years ago. He didn't even have a personal computer in his house. IBM has not seen that stock price since Lou left. They went to the height over the whole history of IBM. They have not got to that stock price height. And this is a guy who knew the food business, cookies and other things. So he didn't have to know how. He knew why. So first thing you need to do is acquire wisdom. Again, you might have subject matter experience in your field. Your coach may not have that subject matter experience, but he'll bring the different perspective to you to get you to the next level. We like a lot of sports analogies at Greenlight. Being where BMW coaches, we like sports analogies. So for you sports fans, any basketball fans in the room? Okay, few. You guys might recall when